Hi and welcome to IT TV. Today we're going to take a journey into the cloud, and more specifically we're going to look at why you should consider putting your service desk into the cloud. 5 years ago, client server offerings were all the rage and everybody had them on their desktops. Now there's been a paradigm shift towards software as a service, and we're going to have a look at that. So everyone's doing it. All of the vendors are out there rushing to play catch up, realizing that SaaS is now the most popular technology with new customers. The total cost of ownership models are quite staggering. So here's a few names you might recognize. PwC offer IT consulting to their customers. Santander, huge financial organization. And then we've got universities and public sector bodies, as well as high street names. And alongside those, we've got the technology vendors themselves and the people who utilize this to the best of their advantages for their business, and they're all utilizing software as a service as a model for their operations. So the first thing that always comes up with software as a service is security. Well, military organizations and financial institutes use this kind of technology and will have vetted the vendors 10 times over to the highest security standards. It's probably more secure than your own environment. As regards data protection, commercial organizations will sit side by side in the single cloud. So for instance, go compare the market. Fiercely competitive, both sit side by side with the same vendor. Is it stable? Well, these businesses totally rely on stability. So you can be assured whatever device you're accessing the system with, it will be as stable as is possible. There is no technical reason not to follow this route. So what are the financial benefits? Well, why go out and buy hardware every 3 years when you don't need to? And why pay all the associated costs? Power, air condition, lighting, the space itself and cost of disposal of equipment. And then there's a software element. You don't have to buy software, you rent it effectively. The back end also sits with the vendor, so you're not having to pay for operating systems or databases, or any of the associated support that goes along with it. And then there's the upgrades. They're all built in with this type of offering, and that includes the back end as well. You won't even see them, and you certainly won't have to worry about fixes or the resources to handle all of this. Put a number against each of these elements, you'll find the savings are quite enormous. And then there's the additional benefits of working with a virtual service desk. If you've got home workers or remote resources, or perhaps projects in far-flung places, suddenly they can all be part of the help desk very rapidly just by giving them browser access. So if you're going through mergers or acquisitions or even restructuring, you don't have to worry about all of the hardware aspects. People will be able to get back onto the service desk very promptly. Then you've got the unusual situations that arise from time to time, a cold snap or an ash cloud. Well, it doesn't mean people can't work anymore. Providing they can get access to a browser, they could be working on a train or in an airport departure lounge. So, earlier on I mentioned everyone's doing it and the vendors are rushing out offerings. That should ring a couple of alarm bells. What we're now finding is a number of vendors are badging client-server offerings as software as a service just by putting a front end on them and hosting them. It's not the same. They were never designed to work in this environment. Also, look out for new software offerings. If something's been rushed to market, at best it may be missing some functionality, and at worst it could be very bug-ridden. So I would definitely avoid version 1.0 of anything. So in fact, in terms of my recommendations, I can't see past ServiceNow as a vendor. They've been in the market since the beginning, and the product's been built from the ground up as a software as a service offering. So they're expecting to do background upgrades and to handle multiple users in separate environments so that your data is carefully protected. If you'd like to know a little bit more about software as a service and ServiceNow's offering, please feel free to give me a call. I've been working in the service desk market for the last 10 years, selling client-server applications, and now I can't see past software as a service. Thank you for taking a trip into the clouds with us today. My name's Martin McKenna. You can contact me at martin.mckenna@it500.co.uk. Please take a look around the website for further cost savings ideas. Thanks for your time today.